It's crunch time this season. Are you shocked to see Marsch defending his players after last night?
I think first of all, the tackle from Dan James was shocking. Could have broke Kovacic's leg. Shocking tackle and deserved a red card. And surely when he's speaking to his players before the game, he's saying, we need to keep 11 men on the field. No silly tackles, stay on your feet. It was a bad tackle from James and deservedly sent off.
Do you know something? Yes, 100% correct. Particularly after not... The thing I can't understand is not learning the lesson from Arsenal at the weekend.
Yeah.
Luke Ayling had a rush of blood. It could only have been a rush of blood to the head for his tackle, which was effectively on the byline. Red card, looked at it, reviewed, red card last night. Could have broke his leg. Really poor tackle. Really poor tackle. But Gab, listen, there is no way in this earth, Alan, that you would expect Jesse Marsch to do anything other than defend his players. He cannot come out and hang them out to dry right now.
But Ali, I said at the start of the season, right, that Leeds would have second season syndrome. They would go down.
You did.
I knew they would. Remember, and they've done well under Bielsa, but it wasn't working under Bielsa in the end. And Jesse Marsch has come in with no Premier League experience, and it hasn't worked for me. They've lost now. Ayling, Dallas, Dan James, Bamford probably won't play again. That's probably like 3 out of 5 of their best players.
Yeah.
The rest of the team is probably a championship team,
and
I don't think they will get another point this season. I think Burnley and Everton won't have to get another point. In their
defence as well, they've had horrendous injuries all the way through the spine of the team.
That's why you should invest in a bigger squad. Bielsa didn't want to. He was happy with a small, tight squad of players. Works them hard in training and games. We played the game. You're going to get muscle injuries when you're working so hard, especially in training. So I think it does go down to a bit of Bielsa. But this new manager, Jesse Marsch, let's talk about him, giving the players quotes before games. It's not working, is it? What's next? Is he going to put Gladiator on before the Brighton game in the changing room? It's not going to work. The players in this day and age want the manager to give them inspiration from his words, not quotes from Mother Teresa and JF Kennedy. Nonsense.
Let me go to the lines. Ben's a Leeds United fan. Ben, what about Bielsa, Ben? Good morning.
Good morning, Ben.
Morning, lads.
Should you have kept him?
I agree with the majority of what he said, and I know Gabby's thoughts on Bielsa from the famous misquote, but crikey, that man took a mid-table championship team, added a couple of star players, no problem. They haven't really featured this season, but he turned them into a ninth finishing Premier League team. It was that man that did it, nothing else. It was the inspiration that he gave to those players. It was the way he transformed the training ground. It was the buy-in for the city and everything. That man turned us, what we used to be 17, 18 years ago, back into that. And they got rid of him. And why? Because they wouldn't invest in him. Fair enough, he said he wanted a small squad, but he also said he wasn't going to bring anybody in who wasn't any better. We had tracked so many players. We tracked DePaul for 12 months, didn't pay the 30 million that Atletico paid. There he goes, straight to Atletico. We tracked Bruno Guimaraes for 12 months, wouldn't pay the 30 million that Newcastle paid, offered 20. No, he wouldn't come. There you go, there's 30 million from Newcastle as soon as they get money. Our chairman has let us down so badly. The recruitment is appalling. Patrick Bamford is our star striker. Who else is there behind him?
Yep.
No one.
Yeah.
We've had four transfer windows to sort that one out. We haven't bought a holding midfield player in 4 years.
Ben.
Adam Forshaw was the last one that we bought.
Ben,
come on.
Do you think it's strange how you've been out the Premier League for 18 years, you get back into it, you stay up with a fantastic season, then you don't invest again to stay in the Premier League? Do you think that the owners thought the squad was good enough? Because now it's likely you're going to go down. Brighton is a tough game because they're flying, and Brentford, the last game of the season at home for Brentford, they're going to want a good game as well.
I agree, Gabby. Unfortunately, I agree with you.
Unfortunately, that's not nice, Ben.
No, don't take that the wrong way. Unfortunately, I agree with you that we quite probably are going down. The only thing we can hope for.
Okay.
Just think that's it. We're safe.
Okay, a couple of texts and emails here. Morning, guys. Danny Mills said that the Dan James tackle would have been fine, okay, back in his day, really? No. I'm not so sure. It was a shocker. Worth a read in any era. Great show, O'Brien in East Sussex. There's another one here. Where is it? Leeds fan here. Ali and Al and Gab. I think we are down, but I'm not bothered. I like the Championship. It's more competitive. Too much of a golf in the Premier. The top two are miles ahead.
Nonsense. And the biggest problem with Leeds, Ali, is that there's going to be teams queuing up for Calvin Phillips and Rafinha, even Dallas. They're going to be left with like a Championship squad that's not going to be good enough to even come straight back up.
But they will. They will.
You think so?
They will come straight back up.
It's not that easy now, Ali. The Championship, mate.
I'm aware of that. I'm totally aware of that. But you'd have to say, I don't think the Leeds fans would allow or settle for the club. I know it sounds a crazy thing to say, would not settle for the club moving forward in relegation, if you know what I mean. Even if they get relegated, they would have to see signs in the market that the club are going to move forward, and I think they will. I think they realise Leeds United must be playing in the top flight. I mean, we can say what we like, lads, right? And I'm guilty of it more than anybody in the media. I have absolutely loved watching Leeds, you know, and I've loved watching their sixes at Man United, 6-3 and all that stuff, and I've loved watching them 4-3 at Anfield. They've been a brilliant watch. However, it looks as though they're going to pay the price for it.
If they go down, does Marsch leave, or do they stay with them to bring them back up?
I think he would stay with them. I think he would.
Let them start the season, give them 6 games.
I've got to say, Al, I think it'd be a tough man that would say Jesse Marsch is responsible for Leeds relegation. I don't think that would be fair at all.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.